Welcome. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to maximize your fletching. So before we get started, please hit that sub button, toggle the notifications so you always get instantly updated with all my latest videos. Please hit that thumbs up and also comment down below if this was helpful. This video was requested from someone on Discord. Now, it's one of my mates. He was like, "Oh, can we actually change this?" And I said, "Yeah, we can. It's not that hard." So first of all, we need to go com.feather.game.player.actions, and we need to open up the fletching.java file. Okay. Now, as you can tell here, we've got the regular bow, and this part here will be what shows in the dialogue. So 52 would be the arrow shaft, 50 would be the short bow, then the long bow, then the stock. Okay, so we want to implement this to make maximum. So let's go do that. Okay, so what we could do is we could scroll all the way down, right click on Fletching D. So if you ever want to access a different like class and stuff, you can just open declaration. All right, so highlight this and open declaration. Okay, so now we're in Fletching D. Now as you can see here, maximum quantity 10. So 10 or 28. So we can change this to 28. That means we'll make 28. What happens if we go higher than that 28 margin? So say we want to do 60. Now we'll load and we'll see what happens. Okay, just to show you guys the limits to what we can and cannot do. Anything inside this whole entire tutorial series, it's all about trying to figure out what you can tamper with, what you can change, how you can manipulate it, how you can turn it into your own style. So I'm going to go bank. I've got 10 million of these logs. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. The knife ID is 946, I believe it was. Let's double check that quickly. Should have the knife ID up the top here. Knife is 946, cool. And the logs was 1511 for unnoted and 1512 for noted version. Okay, so now that we're in it, we're going to click this and this, and it says 60. So let's do 60. It won't be able to do 60 because we've only got 28 in inventory, right? But say we wanted to get feathers, right? I'm gonna get the code for feathers and I'll give it to you in a sec. Code for feathers is 314. So say item 314, and I'm just gonna type in a big amount. Right? Got like 100 mil, I think, worth. So if we do this and click on this and say it's 60, it'll do 60 intervals of it before it does nothing. Now, there should be animation when doing this. So that's probably another thing that we've got to add in, which is not a problem because that could be done in another tutorial. I just wanted to show you this quickly. So say we had, all right, I want to get arrow shaft. Right, I want to add in heaps of arrow shafts. So there were 52. I should have knew the code 52. 52, say we got that much, right? And say item arrow heads, which is I don't know what sort of arrowhead we should use. Let's have a look quickly. Rune arrow. Oh, so they're called arrow tips, not arrow heads. Okay, so arrow tips according to this site. It is number 44, and we can do that by say about that much, right? So say we've got that on this. Let's do 60 interval quickly, just to show you guys that we can. Right? Take a little while, but it's going to work. We can actually change the speed so it goes faster to do it, slower to do it, and so forth. But we're not going to change that because there's no point. This is just showing you that we can manipulate anything to the way we see fit. We can also get rid of this instantaneously so it doesn't do the delay or anything else like that. It just instantly makes the amount that we want. That defeats the purpose. You're going to get a big chunk of XP for what reason? It's not worth it. So say you can see that it's still going, right? Say when we hit 1,000, I'm going to stop it and I'll show you that we can actually do this 1,000. So that way you've got a rough idea of how this code is functioning and how it's working. Okay, and I'll give you a rundown at the end of what it's actually doing from my perspective. Okay, so now we've got this, we can actually do that. So now we're going to get 207 XP per one, and I'll just keep going through. Right, later on we could probably, even when we start making interfaces, which is a very, very hard thing, but when we start making interfaces, hopefully we can do that later on down the line of the tutorial. I'll probably need a few people to help me code an interface maker, so that way we can correctly do all the interfaces we want, which is not easy. So if we can get that done, right, in this tutorial, I'll promise you guys that we will make the interfaces, and we'll be able to make a how many percentage out of how much, you know what I mean? So say we're doing 15 at the moment out of 60, it will go 16, 17 and so forth. Okay, so that would be pretty good if we can get that done. Probably won't happen until like late in this tutorial series, only because I'm the only one doing the coding side of things. So coding something like an interface maker would take a lot of time. Doing it by myself, it wouldn't be like one day's worth of work. Okay, so now that we've got that, see, it was almost close to 1,000, but it did do 60 lots of them. Okay, that is what we can do on this. Now to get into the code of why it worked. Okay, so let's go to Fletching. So max quantity, right, it was saying 10, so he could only make 10, right, because that's what they set the variable to, 10, right? And this one here is 28. So for example, say you're doing something else that is not a maximum quantity, which was for like arrows and stuff, it'd be 28 being all, so you can make like all the bows and stuff like that. That's what that means. So we can change that to 60 as well, or make it, we could even go change the code in here and change it to noted versions, and do noted versions to trade in for other noted versions of these items if we wanted to, which makes no sense, because how are you going to cut through paper to make something? And it will end up giving us back those items. But these are things that I'm saying we can manipulate in a way that we choose fit. We can also probably make an item that will send stuff to the bank. We could probably make an item that will note items. Now I might actually do that. Might actually make a quick video of how to note items using a random item. Anyways guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. If this has helped and it gave a little bit of understanding to how we can manipulate a bit of fletching and add more to it, because 10 I think was a bit unfair, then please comment down below if you agree with me, and hit that sub, hit that notification button so you're always in tune with all my latest videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.